Hey, hey, we are going to go over everything that we went over in your personalized in-home lesson, okay? So first we're gonna start off with skincare, and what you're already doing for your skincare is fantastic. Keep doing that. Make sure you're moisturizing every day. The only thing that I suggest we add in is an eye cream, something maybe with some collagen, something that can help kind of thicken the under eye area as well as our eyelid skin so that we don't have any sensitivities to that space. So I'm gonna go ahead and just apply a little bit of my eye cream. You just want something that's a little bit thicker. That's just gonna give a little bit of a barrier before we place down our makeup. Make sure that we're applying this just in gentle dabbing motions. We don't want to pull on the under eye skin to damage any of the elasticity that we have there. Okay. Once we got our eye cream down, now the first step in our makeup is going to be our primer. Now we're using a cream-based makeup, which is absolutely amazing for your skin, but it does require a few extra steps. Primer and setting spray are going to be the ones we're going to add. So I'm going in with the illuminating primer. This is what I gave you on the day of our lesson. We use about this much. Okay, now this primer is going to help the cream foundation adhere to your skin a little bit better, so you get a little bit more of a long wear, as well as not having any separation throughout the day or any movement or transfer. Plus, because it's illuminating, it does give an underglow. Now, having an underglow under your cream makeup is just going to give you a little bit more of that youthful look, especially for your your son's wedding. Having this little bit of glow that I now have on my skin shine through our foundation just looks so good in photos. And I know these are photos that everyone will be looking at for their lifetime. So it is a great step. So this is just a blurring, illuminating primer, okay? Now, for your foundation, I know usually you apply it with the sponge. We're gonna start using a foundation brush. So a foundation brush kind of just has very dense bristles. This is a flat style kabuki. On the day of your lesson, we used a rounder style foundation brush. Both of these will be in the list of items that I share with you that I think you need to add to your routine just to make things go the way that you want them to, okay? So the foundation brush is one of them. And we're gonna apply, I'm using a CC cream, but I'm gonna show you the same exact technique. So I'm gonna put this on the back of my hand here. So let's say the back of my hand is your foundation pan, okay? So you're gonna take your brush and we're just going to work it in to the foundation pan, picking up all of that cream product. You want it to be all kind of worked into the bristles so you have a bunch of product in there. You don't want to be transferring back and forth from your face to your pan. So just pick up everything that you need. And now we're going to go in and we're going to use kind of a stippling motion, okay? So we're really going to work the cream foundation into the skin. So start in your inner area of your face and we're gonna work our way out, okay? So we're just gonna press and do a little pull. So I'm doing a press and a pull, okay? So press onto the skin like this, push and pull down, push, pull down, push, pull down, okay? And then we can work it out from there. I'm just gonna work out those edges. Again, I'm just doing a stippling. So stippling is like this. We're going to stipple, 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 kind of just like pressing, working the product into the skin. We want the skin to look like skin. We want the coverage that a good, nicely pigmented creamy foundation gives us. And we're just going to work that in. So once you have your entire face covered, we're gonna go back in, we're gonna use the same brush and we're gonna continue to use your cream foundation and we're going to pick up the product and gently place it down any areas that you have some redness or you have some sunspots that you want to cover. So we can just go in and just dab a little bit of extra product on all of those areas. You could also go right up under your eye, and we're just gonna stipple that under your eye just to kind of take away from the little tiny bit of dark that you have under your eye. So again, we're just stippling this product in. It's just working it into the skin. We're melting it into the skin and kind of making it one with your skin, okay? Now, cream foundation is very buildable. So if you have one spot that's a little bit more dark than anywhere else, just go back in, grab a little bit of extra product and just build that up. See, I'm just using the stippling motion. We're just like push, 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 building up the product and pushing the product into the skin so that even though we're getting the coverage that we need, our face still looks like skin, right? It looks nice and even and natural. And you can also tell how much glow we still have from using the primer, okay? Now this is something you can do any area that you feel you need a little extra. So you need a little extra under your eye, you can put a little bit of product under your eyes. And like I said, any of the dark spots that you have along your forehead, you can do that as well, okay? Once you're happy with the coverage that you have, you can go ahead and take your setting spray and do an entire spray of your face. This is going to help give your cream foundation longevity. When you spray the setting spray down, you're gonna see that your skin will look a little bit wet. I also like to spray it down on a beauty blender, which is another thing that I think really needs to be added into your kit. If you take the nice, you can see it's a little bit damp, I've sprayed it down. I just like to go over my face, and I'm just going to make sure that I don't have any extra product that I don't need that's gonna cause any type of creasing or movement throughout the day. I like to do this every day, but especially on big events like the wedding, you will definitely want to finish up your makeup base this way just to make sure that it lasts all day and it looks great in all the photos that you're going to be in and that you feel your absolute best. So we're just going to press that product in, pick up any extra you can see it comes off onto the bud. So that's just kind of the product that your skin didn't need. And now your base is set. Your next step, we're going to use the same brush. So we're going to use our foundation brush again, and we are going to take our bronzing stick, okay? And we're just going to pick up some of the product with our bronzing stick, okay? Just like so. So we're going to get a bunch of the product on the back of the brush, and then we're going to go in and we're going to warm up our face. So once we have our foundation down, you can see we're kind of all one shade. Now we want to warm up our face and give back a little bit of dimension on our skin. And another great thing about a cream bronzer like this is that it has amazing pigment, just like the foundation. So it will help to cover any imperfections like your sunspots as well, okay? So we're gonna just put these on the high points of our face. So kind of right here at the tops of our cheekbones, coming down towards the apples of our cheeks, right here at the roundest part of our forehead, and we're gonna do the same kind of right over here, just on the roundest part of our cheeks, okay? And we're literally going to press that in the same motion we were applying our foundation. And this is buildable, so start light and then work your way up. So you're gonna go over your forehead and on top of your cheekbones, and you're just gonna work that product in. Just gonna pick up a little bit more product. So you see how buildable that is. That is the great thing about using a cream product. It's so forgiving and so buildable. So it's really, really easy to get a handle on. Putting that up on our forehead just to warm up our skin, just like so. And you can already see the difference, one side to the next, of what a difference that makes, just adding that little bit of warmth back into our skin, okay? We're gonna do the same over here. We're just on the top of our cheekbones, going right up to our temple, down to the apples of our cheeks. We're just gonna warm up that area. And of course, right up here on the roundest part of our forehead, That's where we want to place our bronzer. Now you can bring that up towards your hairline, but bronzer doesn't need to be in our hairline, okay? Because it's just supposed to sit in the spaces where we would be naturally sun-kissed. Now you can work this in for it to be as light or as dark as you like. There isn't a rule, it's all up to how you feel about it, okay? And once you have your bronzer, how in the darkness and in the shade that you feel looks the best, we can move on to our blush. Now for our blush, we're going to use a cream product as well. We're going to continue using cream products. They're just so hydrating and so good for the skin. They look so lovely. We're going to use a cream blush. Okay, now we're going in with the shade Fresh for me. For you on your day of, we use the shade Play. So I'm going to pick up the same brush again. We're just going in with our foundation brush and we're using the same brush. Picking up a little bit of that product, and you're going to smile, and we want to get that product right on the apple of our cheek, but not lower than our nostril, okay? So this is the area that we're aiming for when we're applying our blush, okay? So we're going to smile big. We're going to tap that foundation or that blush into our cheeks, and we're just going to work that into the skin. And by working it, I mean we're just gonna tap, 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 tap until that is all blended into our face, into our bronzer, and it is again the color that we want it to be. This is the same as our bronzer and the same as our foundation, so it's very buildable. If you wanna have a brighter cheek, you can just go in and just do another little layer there. That will just build right in, give you some more color, some more shine. Voila, okay? And go ahead, do that on the other side. Again, we're just picking up some of the product. We're gonna smile. We're gonna put this brush here right to our nostril so we know this is the area where we want the concentration of our blush. And we are going to dab that right on and work that into our skin and work that into our bronzer so it's nice and seamless. And it's buildable, so you can put as much or as little as you want. You can layer that up until you get your desired look. Now at this stage, go ahead and spray your face down with your setting spray again. You can even go in with your blending bud. If you've decided, oh, you know what, that's a little bit more blush than I wanted, you can just go in, clean that up with the bud. It'll pick up some of that extra product and bring you down a shade. You can also use your blending bud to work into that bronzer if you want to lighten that up, or just blend it a little bit more to give it a little bit more of a natural look. This is a great tool for doing that, and you just want to make sure it's setting spray first, then blending bud. And then your cheeks will look like this, okay? Now to finish off our face, we're going in with our liquid highlighter. This is what we used on your lesson, and it just was so beautiful on you. So we're gonna open this up. I'm just gonna turn it, it's off. We're gonna turn it on like that. We're gonna push out some of the product like so. And I'm just gonna put that product on the back of my hand, just like that, okay? Now, again, we're going back in with our blending bud. Pretty much we use these two tools to kind of do everything. So we're gonna go in with our blending bud, and I'm just going to use it like a stamp, okay? I'm gonna pick up all of this highlighter into the back of the blending bud. Make sure I got it all. And then I'm going to stamp it down in the places where I want to have some extra glow. So for you, where we placed it was just on the tops of our apples, just right around here, just underneath the center of our eye. We placed it just up here above our eyebrow, just in the center of our nose, our forehead, and down our chin. So that's what we're gonna do again today. So I'm gonna apply a little bit here on our apples of our cheeks, a little bit above our eyebrow, just right in here on our forehead, down our nose, and on the center of our nose. So what this does is, This will give you a little bit more of that radiant glow that just makes you look so much more youthful and just kind of brings some moxie kind of to the look. Essentially, it looks great in photos. So you can use this same technique and your liquid highlighter to place it in any area that you might want a little bit extra glow. So that includes down your neck, on your chest area, on the tips of your shoulders, just depending on what part of your body is showing. In your dress, you can add a little bit of that light reflection, and that will just make your skin look so healthy and radiant and have just such a beautiful glow. So we just tap it on. We're just gonna tap it on. And then again, this is just gonna make the photos just really pop. I like to place it just kind of right here on this bone, just to get a little bit of extra glow there. And then you finish off your face by applying, of course, your setting spray and just allowing that to dry down for a moment. And then we'll move on to our eyes. For your eyes, start with your eyebrows. Your eyebrows are so face framing, and you already do such an incredible job at them using the precision pencil. Just remember that when we start and finish our eyebrow, we want to start right down, go down the side of our nose, right up to the corner of our eye and straight up. That's going to be where we start. If we start our eyebrows a little bit further, even if it's just a millimeter, it shows off our age, because that is a space where we naturally lose hair as we age. So make sure you're starting right in the same spot. The same goes for the end of your eyebrow, okay? Start at your nose, go to the corner of your eye, and then up. This will be the end of your eyebrow, okay? Ensuring that your eyebrows cover the entirety of your eye will make your eyes look more awake and, more bright and large and defined, okay? So just go in with your small precision pencil, draw them on the way that you normally do. If you want to have more of a hair-like appearance, you can start in at the front and just do these soft flicks of lines instead of doing a bold full color. You can just do soft flicks, and again, that will just give you a little bit more of a natural brow appearance. Just like so. Okay, next we're gonna go in with our eyes, and we're gonna use the purple palette that you have. Those colors are absolutely beautiful on you. We're just gonna change up the way that we place them and the technique that we use so that we can help accentuate your hooded eyes and make sure they look bright and wide and awake and youthful and all the things, okay? So you're gonna need 2 brushes to do this. We're gonna need our flat style brush, looks like this, okay? This is for packing the eyeshadow on. Then we're also gonna need this fluffy style crease brush. It's round like this. This is for diffusing our edges. Now, ideally, you will have 2 of these brushes. So we'll have one with product on it and one that's clean. That will just help, finish the look off very well. But if you only can have 2 brushes, we're not trying to spend all the money here. Make sure you have one flat style brush and one crease style brush, okay? Now your eyelid should be prepped with a little bit extra of your cream foundation, whatever was left over on the brush. You just rub that onto your eyelid, and then we can go in with our colors, okay? So we're gonna start with the flat style brush and just pick up the darkest purple that is in your quad palette. I'm just gonna pick up some of mine here. I do not have that same palette, so I'm just gonna be working off a different palette, but it's mostly the technique that we're going for in this lesson. The colors don't matter. This will show you that you can use any colors. Maybe one day you decide you wanna start wearing golds and browns. You use this exact same technique and just in your new palette or new colors, okay? So I picked up some of the product. I got it right there on the edge of the brush. Now I'm going to go in and I'm going to place the product over my entire eyelid right here. And then I'm going to open my eye and make sure you can see the product right here. So just right over where I have this natural crease line, we're just going to make sure that the product is being seen right there as well. Okay. So take the brush and we're just going to pack it down this way. So we're just going to press, press, press. We're pushing the color onto the eyelid. This will help prevent any fallout. It'll also help make sure that the pigment is nice and bold and bright, and we're really getting a good color payout. Now, you do not have to be very neat at this stage. You just want to get the color down because we are going to be blending after here. So you can just flop that color down. Doesn't have to be a straight line, doesn't have to be neat, just has to be placed, okay? So you're gonna end up with something that looks like this, all right? Now you wanna go in and you're gonna do the same on the other eye. Because we're only using 2, maybe 3 brushes, we wanna do both eyes at the same time so that we can use the brushes on different colors, okay? So again, I'm holding the brush kind of from the end so that I don't get as hard as a grip. If your shadows are not coming out as pigmented as you want, you can hold the brush closer to the tip of the brush and press down. So then you're getting more pressure, which means you're getting more color payout, okay? So we're just gonna push down, pushing that right on our eyelid. We don't have to be too neat. And bring that right up to our natural crease. You can kind of feel when you're pressing down, you kind of want to feel like the round part of your eyeball. That's kind of where we're going, okay? Voila. Now you have something that looks like this. It's not the most pretty, but it will be. So we're gonna switch brushes and we're gonna go in with this beautiful fluffy crease brush here. Just notice my eyes were uneven. I'm just gonna plop a little bit more right here. Okay. So take the fluffy crease brush and I want you to take your lighter purple or your taupe. So whatever you're feeling, you can mix and match it. You can change up this look. But the lighter purple or the taupe color, okay? They're very similar to these 2 colors in your palette. So go ahead and pick up one of those. You just want to, look, you see how I am tapping the brush into the palette? Because I want my product to be right on the end of the brush. It doesn't have to be all the way through the brush. You want it right on the end of the brush. And then we're going to go in, again, we're holding the brush near the end. We want to have a light hand because we're going to be diffusing this edge and using this color to do that so that we get a nice soft blend, okay? So hold the brush down at the end, give yourself a nice soft hand, and we're gonna go right up to that line, and with little circular motions, it looks like this, we are going to diffuse this edge and blend out this color. So you're gonna do it little circular motions all across the entire eye, just so we diffuse that edge. If the circular motions are a little bit awkward, I know you're a makeup girly, so you're probably fine, but the other way you can go in and do it is just windshield wiper motion until you diffuse that edge, okay? Now I'm just gonna take it, and you should as well. We're gonna take it and we're gonna work on this outside corner here, and we're gonna lightly pull that color just by doing these little circular motions up towards the tail of our eyebrow. This is gonna give us, see the difference? We got a little bit elongation. Your eyes look a little bit wider and more awake in comparison to this one that still has the harsh line, okay? Once we got that all pulled up the way we like it, because it's subjective, you have to like it. Pull that up to your brow. We're gonna go do the same on the other eye. So again, I'm just picking up color right on the tip of the brush, right on the edge. Hold the brush near the end, and then we're just going to circular motions, little small circular motions, light hand. We're just going to diffuse this edge here and pull that color up towards the tail of our eyebrow. Just like so. Now we have a beautiful smoky eye. It's perfect for having hooded eyes because you can still see the color. Now, if you don't see the color, if you open your eyes and you're like, oh my gosh, I can't see my eyeshadow, go in with your darker color again, with your eyes open, and place the color where you can see it, okay? To just make sure that you can see the color with your eye open. Then you can grab your fluffier brush again and just diffuse that color so it all blends evenly. Just like so. So now my eyes are open. You can see the eyeshadow that I've put in. My eyes look elongated and awake and youthful. All right. The next step, we're going to put down the eyeshadow for a minute. We will still need it again, but we're going to put it down for a moment and we're going to grab our liner. So I'm just using a brown pencil liner. And what we're gonna do is called tight lining. So we're gonna take our brown pencil liner and we're just gonna line the upper waterline here. And we're really gonna push that color into our eyelashes so that we can gently see a very soft liner line on our eyelid, okay? So we're gonna come from the bottom up. All right, this is so much more forgiving than applying liner directly to the top of our eyelid. That's gonna be a little bit too dark, and especially with hooded eyes, it's just gonna make the eyes look a little bit smaller, and that's not what we're going for, okay? So we're gonna go ahead, tight line from corner to corner, and then you can just push a little harder, add a little bit more pressure to get the line to go through the lashes. And for you, I recommend it that you do more on this side and less on this side, so you get more of a like a winged type of look, okay? So we're just gonna go in here. Just concentrating on the outside part. Now this, you can see, makes my lashes look a little bit more more voluminous, like I have more of them. We're gonna do the same on the other side, and then I'm gonna have to do it off camera because I need a mirror. But you just pull up your lid, get right into your lash line, and we're just gonna press right into the lashes. The harder you press, the thicker the line is gonna be. As you can see, it is coming right through just a little bit. So I'm getting a little bit of that natural liner and a little bit of that wing, okay? So again, you can do this as thick or as light as you want. I'm gonna build it up a little bit more. I'm gonna go in with one more coat. I just need a mirror to do that, and then I'll come back and show you the results. All right, once we have our line completely tight lined, now you can go in and add a little bit of extra. For the wedding, you might wanna be a little bit more glam. So we'll go in and we're just gonna put a little dot here right on the edge. And now we're gonna grab this liner shader brush. This is like an eyeshadow brush, essentially. It's very fine, very small. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna place it right down on that dot that we drew with our pencil liner. And we're just gonna pull that forward into our lash line, just to give a nice subtle line, just like that. And you can pull this out as much or as little as you want. If you want to have some wing liner, if you want to have it going further down your lash line, you can. Just keep pulling it forward, just like so. So now you have something that looks like this. So see how that's just a little bit more softer, a little bit more forgiving, a little bit easier to do than drawing an entire line across our eyelid, okay? So we're gonna do the same on this side. Take your pencil. We're gonna go right into the corner and we're just gonna draw a little dot, just like so. Then we take the brow pencil and we're just going to pull that into our lash line, okay? Like I said, this is very forgiving because we can just keep moving it around, keep diffusing that little line and put it as far down our lash line or as far out as a wing as we want We can make it as heavy or as light as we want. There's so many options. So this side, it's gone a little bit lighter. As you can see, a little bit lighter. Then this side's kind of like a daytime and a glam. If you want it a little darker, just add a little bit more and then go back in and just do the same thing. Just build it up. This is what I mean about it being forgiving. Lots of flexibility there. Then you have this beautiful eyeshadow or eyeliner, okay? Now we're gonna go back in with our flat style brush and our palette, okay? And we're gonna take the darker shade and we're just going to put it right under our lash line, just a little bit. Not all the way across, we're just doing just a little bit, just to kind of bring the top and the bottom together. Now, something that I really liked doing was taking our crease brush, taking that soft color that we used, either the taupe or the lighter purple, and just kind of smoking that out a little bit, just to make it a little lighter. I know you like having a bit of a darker line under, so you could skip this part if you wanted to, but I want to go a little lighter with it, just like so. Voila. So there you have how you will do your eyeshadow each day, okay? So we can move on to our next step, which is our mascara. Okay, so now you have a mascara with a silicone wand, which is exactly what I would recommend for hooded and mature eyes. So keep using that, it's great. I'm just gonna show you again the technique that I showed you during the lesson of how to apply mascara so you kind of get the most out of your lashes. So you're gonna go in with your wand and we're gonna put it right up against the base of our lash and we're just gonna kind of push the mascara on. This is gonna give you just a little bit of a lift. And it's really gonna make sure the base of the lashes looks really dark so that it looks like you have more volume in your lashes, okay? We're just pressing that in like so. Now, once we have it all pressed in, and we're gonna go ahead and just run the mascara through our entire lashes. Same way we always did, no different technique here. And then we can go ahead and do the other eye. So you can see how with one coat here, we have nice full looking lashes. So we'll do the other eye and then we'll do the next step, okay? So again, we're just gonna push right up against the base of our lashes. Make sure we get every little tiny hair covered. Just like so. And then we'll just run the mascara through all of our lashes. Just like so, okay? And now we're gonna go back to the first lash. And this is the technique, this is the little trick that's just gonna make our lashes look a little bit more elongated, which again, it's just making our eyes look bright and wide and more youthful. So we're taking our wand and we're gonna put it right up against our lash and we're just going to blink. Just right on the outer third, like right after our eyeball, our color, just in this white part, that's where we want our lashes to kind of extend. So we're just gonna blink. Just like so. And you can see what that does. Now I have a little bit more length right here. The eye's looking a little bit longer, right? A little bit more glam. So you can go ahead and do that on the other side. And then voila, beautiful, glamorous eyes. Now we finish off all of our makeup. Whenever our makeup's done, we finish it off with, of course, our setting spray. Now we've already done a layer of setting spray, so you don't have to be too generous, but you do want to make sure your whole face is covered. Voila. Go a little bit more on wedding day. You really want it to last, right? Now I know you don't wear lipstick often, but I do recommend wearing something with like a tinted lip conditioner, something that will just give you just a little bit of color, a little bit of shine, will feel good on the lips, and will just kind of pull the whole makeup together, especially on the wedding day because it looks better in pictures. I mean, basically that's the only reason. But use something, you know, nice and conditioning. I have put some options in your cart for you to look at as well. But you pull it all together with a little lippy, and then you are all done. I hope these tips help you to continue to love makeup and look and feel your best. It was great getting to work with you, and I loved meeting you. And feel free to reach out at any time if you have any questions at all. I'm here. Okay, bye.